the question.
Okay, I'm talking about the model in general, not applied to the case that we are going to discuss yet. Okay, and you have specified 4 dimensions of the model, and I want to talk about the purpose of using the model in our analysis, not in the case, but in general. And you mentioned something about the condition for innovation of a country. Good. But the purpose of knowing the innovation availability in a country is what?
We know the firm's competitive advantage in the global market.
A firm?
Competitive advantage.
Of a firm or of an industry of a country? Competitive advantage of a firm in the industry, of an industry in the national market, or of a nation in the global market.
In the industry competitive advantage in the global market.
Of industry. And a firm in that industry, a general firm, not a specific firm, but firms in the industry that we are talking about, okay, of a nation, okay. So the competitiveness, or you said competitive advantage of an industry, of a nation in the global market, okay. Is that okay for you?
Yes.
It's okay. Okay, it's good. Remember, all of you remember, we are talking about the macro environment, external environment, macro environment. Okay, but besides knowing something about the opportunities and strengths of that a firm can explore from macro environment, you may use some tool, we call them the model, to analyze the reason why an industry of a country is more competitive than others industry. I mean, the same industries in other country. Okay, so we are trying to compare the competitiveness or the advantages of an industry between countries. Okay, and we know the reason why we have the differences. Okay, and when we analyze the differences, you may specify, clarify, and analyze, evaluate the opportunities and strengths. Threats from the global economy to a firm in an industry. Okay, thank you. Remember, so we have to memorize some keywords. So competitiveness of a nation in an industry. Second one is innovation. Innovation is a channel for us to understand the competitiveness. More innovation capacity of industry, more competitiveness. And the third point is 4 dimensions of the model. We know the reason behind the competitors via analyzing 4 dimensions: factor conditions, demand conditions, related and supporting industries, and the characteristic of the industry as a whole. I mean, the strategy of firms in that industry, the rivalry among the firms in the industry is something else. Okay, thank you. We try to invite another person from the list, my list, from the list of my computer. We have okay. Nguyễn Khánh Quyên.
Yeah. Có gì mà.
I'd like to you to choose one of the dimension and then use the information in the case to explain the reason why the video game in Japan, maybe in the middle of the 80s, uh, appeared and getting stronger and stronger.
Yeah. Well, I would choose factors, conditions. It refers to skilled labor.
Skilled labor in which area?
I mean, for human capital, specialized skills.
Mm, yes, of course. But
Yeah.
in which areas? Accounting, or technology, or just
In
singing or singing something?
in this case, like training programs.
Training programs, not skill. Training English, I mean, training programs of vocational schools, you said?
I mean, a skill game designer for the program.
Okay, skill
Skill designers
designers
and programmers.
and programmers. Okay,
Yes.
one point. Another one is
Uh,
other ones.
and also creativity about Rick storytelling of some Japanese video games. For the next ones is infrastructure. There exist over 300 training programs designed for video games related to accommodations, along with 170 programs for animators, demonstrators, the country.
So you mean
I mean, the first one is the specialized skills for designer and programmers, creativity, and also the infrastructure for educational programs.
so supporting industry for skilled laborers, maybe
Yeah, skill labor.
skilled laborers in some areas. Why it have skilled laborers? Because they have some facility in especially educational institutions that specialize in educating, uh, maybe training skilled laborers. You mean that one? Just that one?
Yes.
Practical reason only labor? What you need in producing game, especially the video games? Only labor is enough.
Labor and creativity from manga tradition.
I'm sorry.
Creativity,
Creativity.
yeah,
What I mean?
have storytelling.
Who have the creativity? I mean, all factor condition the creativity. I didn't catch your words by mention creativity as a labor. I'm sorry, as a factor. We included in factor of labor or not?
Uh, I'm not sure.
Yes. I mean, so in order to produce something, what you need as an input? Only labor, or you need machinery, you need
Yeah,
money, you need something.
labor is like human capital, and we also need machinery, infrastructure, and also technology.
And then in the game theory, in Japan, other factors, factors other than labor
Yes,
contributed to the development or the birth of the video game in Japan or not?
like apart from labor, also in infrastructures like 20 programs, 30 320 programs, and 170 programs for cartoonists and animators, or some so on.
Okay, that is important for also for labor.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
So it's just only labor. Okay, you said that the video game manufacturers need labor in various fields, and the Japanese people are very creative, and not even they are very smart, but not only smart, but they are well trained by educational institutions. Good, but just labor. I need, for example, something else like machinery, for example, land, for example, capital, for example, or just only the factor condition is just only from the labor force. And labor force not only from technical one, but what about content? Okay, thank you. Who can
yes.
help her, please? Who volunteer? No, no one. Of course, you can have a slide in your slide. You have a one slide explaining something about that one, but not only factors, condition. I'd like you to understand more about not only factor condition, it's just labor. I need to know more about technology, the availability of capital, something else. At the time of 1983 to the 1990s, the early 1990s, what about the economy of Japan? They grew very fast. A lot of capitalists come out, a lot of millionaire, billionaire, and a lot of big companies and something else, or especially with the banks. They work very well and they have a very good financial system, for example. Do they have that one that support the game, video game industry or not? The capital. No? Okay. So the video game just only factor condition. I'm sorry, factor condition is just only labor. This is your idea, okay? Okay, and I need another one for other factors. Okay. Nguyễn Thị Thùy Dương. You can show your face. I'd like to see, have a face-to-face contact with others in order for us to discuss. And I cannot talk to names. When you can see my face, but I could not see your faces. in communication, and it's not so interesting. You should well prepare for like not only video but microphone and your appearance also. What problem? What wrong with that? Trian, can you cannot talk because some problem?
Dạ có. Thầy có nghe em nói không thầy?
Yes, I can, but very vague. A lot of noises. Okay, so I'd like another one. Okay. Turn off your microphone, please, for you. Nguyễn Thị Diễm Thảo. Diễm Thảo, it's okay. Okay, Diễm Thảo is not available yet. Rất rõ mà. Okay.
So I would choose the second dimension is demand conditions to discuss.
Okay. Go ahead.
So about the conditions, we have just wait. The Japanese home base had the high expectation of customer electronic products, and so when have a high expectation in technology, so uh, is is help to boost the innovation and the competition of this company in the market to develop the high quality and inventive or visually appealing games. So this company can develop advanced item to match with this demand of the market. And the second one is about the popularity. The role-playing game enjoy huge popularity in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is about like the trend of the culture of part of watching Japanese cartoon and animation films is very developed. So and it's well known in the Japanese society. So the Japanese so it's inspired the development of the role-playing game and also adventure-based French, which eventually gained a global popularity.
Also, okay. High expectation in the product and in especially with electronic products. And the second one is high demand for some kind of uh, games that related to playing. Maybe the second point, other things about the demand condition. Not only the
Yes,
tests and the preferences, okay, but also the behaviors in buying and doing something, and some ideas that the companies can meet the demand of the customers in Japan, and then they can meet demand from to of the customer all over the globe. Nothing. What's for the case? In the case, they specify something. Read the case, please.
sure. So could you uh, d- ask the question again?
Yes. To let you know about you, and you have to understand is the
Yes.
demand condition. Okay, the textbook talks about demand condition. That and then exercise. You turn up your microphone when you
Is the sound quality is not really good, so I cannot hear the question clearly.
no you should turn off your microphone when I'm talking, and then you may listen to it more clearly.
Ah, okay.
I think so. Okay, I want to know you to read the textbook and understand general, and trying to identify others demand conditions out of the demand condition in terms of high expectation in electronics products and high demand for role-playing games. Okay, not just only the tools, maybe other characteristic of the demand condition in Japan can help the, improve the innovation of the industry, and more innovation, higher innovation of the industry at home, more success in the global industry, I mean global market, what I meant. If you just said like before, okay, in the factor condition, you can only point out labor condition. Okay, I think it's not enough. And also in the demand condition, you just specified two things. Specified in the case only. I know in a one paragraph you can read it. Okay, good. But I like you to understand more about that one. It's just not only demand condition is just only the truth. Okay, other factors, other dimensions in the demand condition may be listed for this purpose. If not, it cannot find out, okay, but you should find it. I don't think that's just it's on the list that you have. Okay, just not only read the case, but think more about that one. No, someone can help her, please. Can you find something else? about the demand conditions. Remember, the demand conditions have the industry, have the firms in the industry in Japan can do more innovation, and more innovation can help them have a higher competitive index in the global market. This is the approach of the model. Okay, so trying to find on the factor, demand condition that help, maybe that push or enforce, or force the companies, the industry have to do more innovation activities. Not innovations in the product, but innovation in selling it, in distributing it, for example. Okay, do you have it or not? Do customers in Japan have a high demand, high expectation in advertising, in selling something, sell processing something, the service after sale service, for example? No. The demand changed over time. Last year they want this one, but this year they change something more advanced. For example, not only high quality product, electronic products. Okay, it's good. They need high quality of TV, or video tape, for example. Okay, it's good, but not only that one I want to mention. If you read only the case and you don't have more information about for your analysis. Okay, let's move to another. Thank you, Na. But you all should think of what I have said. Okay, I need one more person for another dimension, please. Trần Lương Huệ My. Bạn My có không ạ? Bạn My không có. Mời bạn Trương Lê Quang Quốc. Không có luôn ạ. Mời bạn Hồ Bảo Bảo. Không có luôn ạ. Mời bạn Nguyễn Văn Khánh. Bạn Bảo Bảo mình thấy có đây mà không thể trả lời à?
Dạ có.
Sao ạ? Không trả lời được ạ. Lý do vì sao ạ?
Dạ thầy có nghe em không thầy?
Có, vẫn nghe mình được. Không nói gì ạ? Không biết nói gì ạ? Hay là không thể nói được ạ?
Dạ không, hình như chỗ em nó cái mạng nó bị sao sao á. Nãy giờ em có nói mà lúc được lúc không.
Thế có nói không ạ? Các bạn khác nghe bạn ấy nói không? Mời bạn khác đi. Yeah. Bạn Nguyễn Văn Tâm.
Dạ anh nghe đây thầy.
Rồi mời em.
Um, well, I will.
Camera.
Yeah. Well, I will analyze the domestic rivalry in the Japanese video industry. According to the closing case study, the Japanese video game industry have the initially low rivalry for Nintendo. The Nintendo has the low rivalry, but then it well-established electronics firms such as Matsushita.
You are not talking about the rivalry that Nintendo is now facing. One company in the industry, Nintendo.
Yes, Nintendo.
Why you chose Nintendo to talk about? Talk about the rivalry and strategy of firms in the industry, for example, and what factors that helped you to choose those factors to discuss about the innovation capability and also the competitiveness of the industry of Japan in the global market.
Because the established Japanese consumer electronics firm like Matsushita were trying to enter the market. So the Nintendo faced a strong domestic rivalry from the beginning.
What other companies they face the same rivalry, or just only Nintendo?
I don't.
When we are talking about the rivalry of an industry, we have to talk about the rivalry of the industry, not the rivalry faced by one company in that industry. As I told you at the beginning of our discussion, we are now studying the macro or external environment. But in order to understand an industry, to understand the competitiveness of an industry, of a country in the global market, okay? In order to understand the competitiveness, you have to understand the capacity of innovation of the industry, okay? Which dimensions, which factors that affect the innovation of the industry as a whole, okay? And strategy of the firms in the industry, the rivalry among the firms in that industry can push the innovation effort of all the companies or some companies in the industry to innovate. And then they can have more ability in competing in the global market. Okay, so when you talk about rivalry of the industry, not rivalry faced by one company. As you said, for example, it's okay. For example, the rivalry faced by Nintendo is okay, for example. But when you're talking about analyzing the rivalry of the industry, say about the level of the rivalry, characteristic of the competition within all the firms in the industry, not only one company. Okay, we are going to close this session and we have to open another section because we have run out of time allotted by Google Meet.